So I want to welcome everybody to the plaque dedication for Lieutenant Jay Noser, Sr. Jay was born on March 14th, 1937, passed away on October 7th, 2008. I just want to welcome everybody here. I can tell you that Jay Noser, to me, is someone that I idolized when I was a young man. A very, obviously a longtime member of the Florissant Police Department, and he was shot in the line of duty 8 times and chasing a bank robbery suspect. And during that pursuit, the suspect jumped out and shot Jay multiple times. He survived many years, but eventually succumbed to his injuries that suffered during the attack. So we're here today to honor Jay. This is the 45th plaque to be installed here on St. Francis Street, between St. Francis Street, here between Graham Road and Florissant Road. The idea is to recognize those individuals that have made a valuable contribution to the wholesome fabric of the city of Florissant and the North County area. I want to acknowledge some people that are here with us tonight. Many of our council members are here. From Ward 2, Paul Maganelli. Ward 3, Joe Egan. Ward 5, Keith Shilroth, who's also the president of our council. And Ward 6, Patrick Mulcahy. And I can't forget my mother's here too. My mother, Carol Lowry. State Representative Gretchen Banger, somewhere in the crowd also. Jessica Birchhold, who's the president of the Old Town Partners Association here. Many members of the Florissant Police Department, we can certainly acknowledge them. Thank you. And I think we're also honored here this evening to have many of our retired police officers. If you guys can raise your hand and be acknowledged, the retired members of the Florissant Police Department. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce Chief Tim Fagan to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I certainly wanted to thank the Mayor and Old Town Partners for what I consider to be a great and fitting honor for Lieutenant Noser. Law enforcement officers in 2021 have a very difficult job to do. And again, the Mayor's already acknowledged many of the people from the police department that are here, and I certainly want to do that as well. This holds a little bit of a special place for me. I have the honor of knowing all of Lieutenant Noser's children. I'm extremely close with his son, Bill, FBI agent, currently assigned to the Chicago Field Division. And so I think it's a great honor. I certainly thank the Mayor and Old Town Partners for what I consider to be a great recognition for him.
So now I'd like to have Councilman Joe Egan step forward. He's got a very close friend of Jay's and his family to say a few words.
Thank you, Mayor. I can't tell you what an honor it is to speak on behalf of the Florissant City Council and be allowed to make a few remarks at the dedication plaque for Lieutenant Jay Noser. I first met Jay back in the mid to late 70s at Steak and Shake. He was in charge of the police security, and I was in charge of take-home sacks. I remember June 20th, 1979, as most people here do, as if it happened yesterday afternoon. By St. Louis standards, it was extremely hot and humid. And when those of us at Steak and Shake got the news that Sergeant Noser at the time had been shot in the line of duty, we were devastating. I can still feel it as I stand here today. It was like getting a gut punch. He was very kind to all of us. It was like a friend of ours was in bad shape. I went on to have almost a 40-year career in law enforcement. I'm very proud to say that people like Jay Noser and several people in the crowd here were great inspirations to me in the last nearly 40 years. But I can't speak of Jay as a police officer because I never knew him as a police officer. I never worked with him or for him, but I can speak to Jay about Jay as a person. Jay was a good friend. He was the kind of guy that welcomed everybody and made everybody feel important that was around him. And even though I know he was a human and we all have our issues in life, I can honestly say I never saw Jay lose his temper with anyone or treat anyone unfairly. I remember a lot about June 20th that year, but the one thing that stuck with me more than anything was that after being shot 8 or 9 times and calling for help, Jay had the presence of mind to record for posterity on the police radio, "Tell Judy I love her." The men and women of the Florissant Police Department go out there every single day and put their lives on the line, and I, for one, are very appreciative. The citizens of the good city of Florissant, we owe Lieutenant Noser and his family a great debt of gratitude. This plaque, however, is not payment towards that debt. This plaque is a remembrance of his service, his courage, and his valor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe. Very well stated. And I'd like to ask Jessica Birchall to come say a few words.
Thank you. I just want to say on behalf of Old Town Partners, thank you for coming out. Thank you for honoring this man's life. And thank you to all of our officers who are still serving us today.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Noser's family that's here with us today. Judy Noser, his widow. Cindy Shaw, his daughter. Jerry Shaw, his son-in-law. Tim Noser, and I'm very sorry I did not get your name. And Karen. Thank you very much for all being here tonight. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause for the Noser family? So now I want to read the plaque, present it to the family, and then they have a few things that they would like to say. Lieutenant J.G. Noser, Sr., born March 14, 1937, died October 7, 2008. On June 20, 1979, while responding to a bank robbery, the suspect vehicle was fleeing. A pursuit ensued to Highway 367 and Highway 67. The suspect got out of the vehicle and shot Lieutenant Noser 8 times. He retired 3 years later from his injuries. He succumbed from complications sustained 9 years later and passed away on October 7, 2008. He was a 19-year veteran of the force, was survived by his wife and 4 children. The chief will now present the plaque to the family. And I believe Cindy would like to say a few words.
Out of the heat here.
Take as much time as you need.
There's a lot of people here to thank tonight. To Mayor Lowry and Chief Egan, or Fagan.
That's okay.
I'm already going to screw it up. Thank you so much for this dedication. Thank you for always remembering us and having that open door whenever we've needed it. To the aldermen and to the Old Town Partners, tonight would not be possible without you. To our friends, and you know who you are, thank you for being on this crazy journey with us. There's not a better spot in this city to have this plaque here in front of the old police department. I wonder how many times my dad has been in and out of this building. I'm sure it's been thousands. Something we would like you all to know, being a police officer was not a job to my dad. It was a calling. It was something that was in his blood. He loved this city and all it stood for. Although Dad died in 2008, June the 20th, 1979, is the date that would forever change the dynamics of his career and of his family and his loved ones. No one should ever endure what he suffered on that fateful day. To all the police officers here, I pray for you more often than you'll ever know, and I thank you for all you do. Last and maybe most important, to all the citizens to the city of Florissant. You have much to be thankful for. You live in one of the greatest cities around. You should cherish your moments. You should stay strong, stay Florissant strong. And again, on behalf of the entire Noser family, we'd like to deeply thank you.
And we would certainly like to thank the Noser family for everything that you guys have done for the city of Florissant and our community. Thank you so much. Thank you. And once again, thank you all for attending this evening. This concludes our event this evening, our plaque dedication. As you can tell, the plaque is not here tonight. It'll be installed this week. But please, thank you for all coming. Enjoy our Wednesday night out event here, right here in this block. Thank you all again.